Hello and welcome to the Root of All Deedle. My name is Deedle, also known as Caitlin Ziegler. I'm here today with my mom.
Hi, I'm Crystal.
My dad.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And my brother.
Hi, I'm Colton.
And today we're going to be discussing guns and the Second Amendment in general. So we know there are two sides in the gun debate. Those are the ones that are for firearms and they think that, we should have the right to bear arms for protection, like in case there was like a shooter or something. And the other side are the people that are against guns and want guns to be banned. So which side are you on and why?
I am pro-gun because I think that everyone should have the right to defend themselves and the people that they love. And that's what the Second Amendment is all about. It's there so that we can have guns and protect ourselves from anybody wanting to do us harm. And it's also there because in case we ever have to take up arms against a tyrannical government.
Well, and like right now, that's like a super popular thing or something that people are talking about. Maybe not necessarily with the right, that they're right. But with all the COVID-19 stuff, the government has, closed down stores. They've banned travel. They are requiring people to wear masks and not to hang out with their families or groups, larger than like 5 in some places. Some places it's 10. And some people think that that is a violation of our constitutional rights. And they feel like, that it's just the tip of the iceberg. And then before you know it, the government's going to be like restricting us and everything else. And that's kind of how like the gun rights stuff is. That, not saying that it's right, but you've got to be able to defend yourself against the government having too much power and trying to keep you from, I guess, living your best life or whatever.
Are there any arguments from like the other side that you think about sometimes or like kind of try to consider?
I think that the biggest problem with the debate about gun control is the people that are all the way one way or all the way the other way. I think that's what keeps everything from getting things done, because I think the majority of people fall somewhere in the middle of that. But you have the people that want to take every gun, every piece of ammunition, every this, every that away from everybody, and they cause a lot of problems. And then you have the people on the other side that are unwilling to give up any kind of, background check, this, that, and the other, whatever it may be, because they're worried that those other people are going to use that and continue to infringe upon what they see as their rights. So again, I think most people fall somewhere in the middle, but the ones at either end are what really keep things from actually getting done in the country.
And your background, babe, is a little different. So what could you kind of explain to Caitlin kind of what you do for a living and like specifically what your training is?
I'm a police officer, and so we deal with people and guns and stuff all the time. So I mean, like I said, we see things a lot. We carry guns, obviously. So in the form of a municipal government entity. So we would be in some far views of the Second Amendment people. We would be the bad guys. Because we are part of the government.
Yeah, but even as a policeman or whatever, do you wish that people weren't or didn't have easy access to guns? Wouldn't that make your job easier?
Well, that ship sailed. So, I mean, the fact is there's guns out there. There's always going to be guns out there. Criminals are always going to have guns no matter what anybody tries to do. The only thing that the gun laws, in my opinion, do are restrict the rights of the law-abiding citizen from being able to do what they want and be able to, own and carry this, that, and the other, whatever, they want to do. And again, the criminals are always going to have guns. You're not going to be able to take up all the guns like, people feel like these fairy tales. Oh, we'll just get rid of all the guns. It's not possible. if that was possible, criminals wouldn't have guns. It doesn't matter whether they have a gun or not. They're going to figure out a way to make it happen.
People that want to do something bad or want to do something illegal are going to find a way to do it. So, like, at school, you know, just to kind of put it in simpler terms for you, at school or whatever, you guys know dress code. You're supposed to wear certain clothes or not wear certain clothes, do your hair certain colors, certain styles, and people do them anyway, right? They find a way to beat the system or whatever. Same thing with like drugs, cigarettes, alcohol. Those are illegal in certain places for certain people, like under 21, for example. And you'll still find young people drinking, smoking. You'll find people doing marijuana and everything else. If people want to do something, they're going to do it. And banning it or making it illegal doesn't really do anything. I mean, I don't think it's effective.
A strong argument from the other side is that people should eliminate using like guns or weapons in their movies. So like, for example, John Wick, like where he uses a gun or like a foreign object to like kill people. They think that those kinds of movies should be like banned or like they shouldn't be viewed by people because of violence, and it would limit, like it would kind of like lessen the amount of violent acts because they'll see like the people watching will like they wouldn't know what that looked like. Do you agree?
Do you think that though? Do you agree with that?
Not really. I mean, I feel like there are going to be people that are going to watch it anyway that are still going to look it up or whatever. Or like they're going to be like exposed to that kind of stuff someday or like know like that people do these things.
Or they could just see it in real life. There are gun ranges, there's all this other stuff. Just because you take away one form of it doesn't mean it's not going to show up ever.
True.
There are like video games, there are books, like, and then there are people going around doing reenactments of wars, gun ranges, all this different stuff. Just because you take away movies isn't going to do anything.
Do you think that, well, I mean, I don't know. I think that's also getting a little, you know, with that too. I don't know that that argument's been around for a long time, you know, like the video games, the Call of Duty,
yeah.
And the Grand Theft Autos and all of those things, that makes people, young people like you, want to go shoot up schools or want to become violent, or suddenly you want to go get guns, or if you watch John Wick, suddenly now you think you're a assassin or whatever and you're going to go around killing people. I mean, do you think that of yourselves? Do you think that you're that impressionable that you can watch one movie and decide that you're going to go do that?
No, I think it's more on not the child or whoever's doing it, because they've got it, so they're gonna do whatever with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of discipline from the parents, because if you give it to them, you let them play it all day and night, do everything, let them have it, it's not gonna do much if you're stopping it like 5 years later.
Well, and I would say that the people that have that stance, maybe they should stop buying those movies and going to see those movies, because obviously everyone's going to see them because they make hundreds of millions of dollars. So people apparently want to see them and want to see that stuff. So first thing I would say is stop going to see it if you think that that's contributing to something.
True. Yeah.
So any additional things you would like to share?
No, I mean, I know you guys kind of feel some kind of way about like guns and stuff. Do you guys think that that's because your parents are police officers, or do you think it's because, you know, I don't know, you just don't have those thoughts, or you came up with these things on your own? I mean, do you think we have affected your I guess your thinking as far as guns go?
Not entirely. I kind of looked for information on both sides. The reason I picked this research question is because it's something I've been like thinking about a lot, or like I wanted to know more of. And so like from y'all's perspective, like they all are like, you know, for guns for the most part. And so I kind of looked on the other side of things, and I saw what other people were seeing that made them think, oh, guns are bad, we should get rid of them. Like, without knowing, like, all the information, because sometimes people will see it and be like, oh, well, guns are bad, like the media's saying, maybe we should get rid of them. Like, they don't have enough, like, information for both sides.
Do you think that we've done a good job maybe showing you both sides of guns? Like, we don't just go to work and, like, bang, bang, shoot them up. It's also, I think your dad specifically has done a good job with giving you guys gun education and gun safety and stuff. So, do you agree with that, or?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because I feel like gun safety is a part of it, too. A lot of people don't know how to, like, you know, interpret. Like, they'll see something and they'll be like, oh, that looks cool. Is that a real gun? Or I'm gonna, you know, play around with it for a little bit. And that's not what you should do. Or, like, you know, like, they weren't taught how to use something, or, like, how to keep accidents from happening. And that's why that happens, too, sometimes.
Are you scared of guns?
Not really. Like,
No.
I understand why people say they're tempting to those, like, with, like, you know, mental illnesses.
If you understand and you know what a gun can do, and you know basically basically general with guns, it's not that scary, because if anything can be scary, like, anything can be used as a weapon if it's either going fast enough or if they want it to use it enough. Like, straws.
Oh, yeah. Pencils and books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Briefcases.
We're back to
scissors.
John Wick.
Yeah.
You can,
Well,
you
and
can
we've
use a
done,
horse to kill somebody.
well, we've gone to calls at work where people have killed each other or really seriously injured somebody with not guns. And there's, for all
Cartons
the gun
of
stuff
milk.
that you see in the media, there's also stuff where people, like that, was it South by So What, or one of those concerts they were having in Austin, some guy went and drove his car into a crowd. Same thing, they use bombs. You don't even need, like, you know, what you would consider explosive stuff. I mean, you can make a bomb out of, like, a pressure cooker and stuff that you can find at Home Depot, you know?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, so, I mean, we had drunk drivers kill more people every year than guns do. But are we outlawing cars? No. It's the same thing. The car is being used as a deadly weapon. The person behind the car is the one making that choice to go get drunk and get behind the wheel, just like the person behind the gun is making that choice to go out and do whatever act of violence they're wanting to do. But we don't, again, we're not going out and saying, okay, all you people that are not doing that and that are abiding by the laws, you can't buy cars anymore. Are we? No. It's kind of the same thing. No, it's not exactly the same. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you outlaw anything that can hurt somebody, we'd have nothing. Because, like I said, anything can be used.
Yeah.
So, if you outlawed knives, you got forks. If you outlaw forks, spoons, it's like there's millions of
To
things.
what end do you keep going? Right.
It's like forks, spoons, and then you'll have to use your hands, and then, oh no, you can't have hands anymore. It's going to be like, really? Because you can punch people, and then you won't have feet because you can't kick people, so it'll basically just be...
No, I agree. And I mean, ultimately, to get to the root of your question, Deedle, the root of all Deedle, I think it comes down to the mindset. It comes down to a person. Their thinking, their mentality. If you've got somebody that's got mental or emotional problems, or they're not stable and they aren't mature enough to own or know how to handle themselves with firearms or anything like that, then, I mean, that's a recipe for disaster, whether they use it for bad or good, or, I mean, not good, but, you know, the gun debate is, a lot of times people just fixate and focus on the gun itself, and I don't think it's the gun. Like your dad said a little bit ago, it's the person behind the gun and stuff. So you gotta fix people in order to fix this issue, I think. So.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Talk to you later. Bye.